It just oozes out when you cut it. And then the sauce is a little bit sweet and sour. Good morning, everyone. It's Mark Wiens with migrationology.com in Imsil, South Korea. We just drove from Jeonju, and this is it was about a 30-minute drive to get here. This city is famous for its cheese throughout all of South Korea. But before we get into the cheese, we are gonna stop by at a school right across the road, and you can already probably hear the music. There is a music and dance festival happening right now that we're gonna check out first. This is an Imsil Village Festival, and it has a real community feel to it. It's the whole city is invited. They play musical instruments and dress up in the traditional costume. What I really liked is there are some guys with hats on with a long tassel. It's like a meter long, and they have to continuously move their head to keep it spinning around in a perfect, like, circular, spherical motion. That's gotta make you dizzy. With their families to sing and dance, to listen to the music, to hang out, and of course, there's a lot of food involved. So behind here in the back, they are preparing lots of food. That is a lot of boiled pork there. 안녕하세요. 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 감사합니다. I think this one looks like boiled pork.
Yeah, boiled pork.
And then this one is some kind of like braised pork maybe?
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm gonna try a piece. And you gotta eat it with some of this. This is like a fermented shrimp,
Yeah,
salty shrimp. All right. Oh, that pork is nice and soft. Oh, and the flavor is all coming from that shrimp. That shrimp is really salty and has a sesame chili flavor to it. Oh, the other one is cold.
This is the meat from the pig head.
Oh, okay. Okay, moving on to the next snack. This one is made from acorn. It's like an acorn jelly with some chili sauce on it. Oh yeah, that feels very jelly. That is the texture of Jello. And then it's actually a very neutral taste. It doesn't really have much taste. Just a jelly texture. And then the flavor and saltiness from that sauce. They just kept giving us so many plates of food that we had to move over to the table section. These are little cherry tomatoes, a plate of cherry tomatoes. Wow. That is so sweet and so juicy. I really enjoyed that. The combination of traditional music and dance and food. This is a little wonderful little Imsil County like fair. We could only stay at the festival for a little while because next we are going to a place to learn about the famous cheese that is made here. We just pulled up to the Imsil Cheese Center, or it's actually, they call it the Cheese Theme Park. And we're gonna have a chance here to try making some cheese. Cheese is not something that is native to Korea or part of traditional Korean cuisine, and so it was introduced by a Catholic priest from Belgium back in the 1950s. And it was first introduced right here in Imsil, and this is where they first started making domestic Korean made cheese. And along with the cheese playgrounds, all of the buildings in this complex are European style, so it has a real European, this is a little slice of Europe in the middle of Korea. Whoa. That is a huge goat. And a big goatee.
Goat. We respect the food.
I'm hanging out with all the kids today for lunch and about to eat some cheese. Whoa. On the menu here at this cafeteria, they have mostly Western or all Western food, pizza and spaghetti and a type of pork cutlet, all including cheese. I'm gonna start with some spaghetti. It has been a very long time since I've had spaghetti. There are noodles underneath, there's tomato sauce, and then a handful of cheese, melted cheese, and it is really hot. Oh, and there's some kind of like bell peppers or something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that cheese. I gotta get a good dose of this cheese on this bite. Cheese is good. And then the spaghetti sauce is very oniony and a little bit sweet and tangy. And the good news is there's always kimchi on the table. Gotta follow that with some kimchi. Next up, we got a deep fried pork cutlet, which I think is stuffed with cheese and topped with gravy and onions and garlic. I'm gonna break right into this middle of this. That's like a, yeah, deep fried pork cutlet. There should be cheese. Oh yes, it's filled with cheese. Oh, that does smell pretty good. I'm going in just for that middle bite. That's crunchy, crispy pork with lots of melted cheese in the middle. It just oozes out when you cut it. And then the sauce is a little bit sweet and sour. That was definitely an interesting meal. I wouldn't say that was one of my favorite meals, but we have been eating only Korean food for every single meal since Ying and I have arrived to Korea. So I can definitely say that that was a change of styles of food. It is time for our cheese making class. Lactic acid. Gonna dump this in. And then also, this is some kind of other bacteria to add to the milk. Alright. Got some gloves in here. We've got a big metal bowl. Some mittens. Breaking this up into little bits. Okay. So we are making string cheese. I just added the hot water. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It's like a roti.
Oh yeah.
I've always enjoyed playing with cheese. String cheese.
여기 선생님도 또
Oh, she just fed me a piece of cheese.
포장하시면 되거든요.
I'm not sure how much I actually learned about cheese in that class, but we definitely all got to play with cheese. We made it back to Jeonju. We are in the walking shopping district, which is where our hotel is. Ying is buying some kind of a chocolate waffle, but I think for snack, I'm gonna go buy one of these little egg toast thingies. That is a significant waffle stuffed full of chocolate, and is that whipped cream? Ying? Whoa. This little street food snack is also very popular in Seoul. I saw it all over Seoul, but I've never tried it and I don't really know what it is. All I know is that there's eggs on top and there is some kind of bread dough on the bottom. That's not quite what I was expecting. I was hoping it was going to be more of a savory snack, like bread and eggs with bacon maybe potentially in the middle, but it's more of a sweet little cake with an egg on top. We walked for a little while past the Hanok village, and then we came over here towards the Nambu market area, and we didn't have any idea what to eat, but finally Ying and I were so hungry that we just stepped into a random restaurant and had no idea what they served, but we came in here and they served the gukbap, which is the bean sprout soup. So we each ordered some bean sprout soup, and actually the real reason we are in this area though is because the market is usually a day market, but on Friday and Saturday night there is a kind of a night street market with food and entertainment. So after we eat this, we'll go walk through the Nambu night market. There's some chili and some sesame seeds on top, bean sprouts, and then rice is all at the bottom. And then also it's served with a couple of eggs, which are only half or only a little bit cooked. I'm not sure, maybe I'll add it in. Yeah, those are kind of just, oh, it's like kind of cooked on the bottom, but not, I put it in? No.
Kim.
Oh, with that inside. Oh, take a...
One, two.
Oh, two.
쭉.
Oh, and break it up? Oh, okay. And then eat it. So break up the seaweed? Oh, okay. And then eat.
국물 수저. 스푼.
Oh, spoon. Okay, spoon.
One,
two.
three.
Okay.
four.
Oh. And then eat.
해서 이렇게 막 해가지고.
Okay. Okay. Put this in.
그래야 맛있어요.
And then eat like that. Okay.
이렇게 해서 이건 먼저 먹고 그 다음에 이건.
Okay. 감사합니다. It's like an egg soup with seaweed in it. That's very good. That's just like creamy egg yolk, and then with salty pieces of seaweed in it. That's really piping hot. And those are really nice, crisp bean sprouts. And they also have a little dish of chilies. Oh, this will be fantastic. I'm gonna add in some green chilies. Maybe another one. And then this is like a really, really salty little shrimp. That in. And then it's a very light and very calming dish. Not too strong in any kind of flavor, but just good and very soothing, yeah. I love it too, it's so crisp. And that one is nice and fermented. It has a little zing on your tongue. We just arrived to the Nambu night market. It is already pretty packed. There are people waiting in line to eat some of the famous dishes and some of the famous foods. And it's mostly a bunch of street food carts which set up in the middle aisle of the market, selling all sorts of things. And I've even seen there are some international food, there's some Thai food, some Filipino food, some Japanese food, and then lots of kind of seems like Korean, creative, modern snacks and things to eat. Ying just got in line for some pad thai. Ying has been away from Thailand for too long, so she had to get some pad thai. And the lady making the pad thai is from Thailand as well, so Ying had a little conversation with her. It's nice and sour. The only problem is that the market is just packed, and so at many of the food stalls, there are a few that don't have lines, but many of the good-looking ones, there's like, I just got in line for, it's like a bacon-wrapped veggie cabbage roll, and they're blowtorching them as well. They look pretty wonderful. We're gonna stand in line and see how long it takes.
원이랑 있죠? 매운 거 엄마 이거 빨리 내드려.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it looks like a bunch of cabbage, which is sliced very thin, with maybe some other vegetables, and then it's wrapped with bacon, covered in a dark glazed sauce, and then blowtorched. Okay, I guess there's only one way to find out. I might be totally wrong what's inside, and then she topped it with some onions as well. I think that's cabbage and octopus. And then it's kind of a sweet and spicy and salty sauce all over that's kind of caramelized. Next up, just bought a little pack of strawberries. Oh wow. That is really juicy and sweet. It's so juicy that it's almost like a cherry tomato. The market is really busy tonight, and especially the lines at some of the really good looking snacks are really, really long. So I don't know if Ying and I have the patience this evening to wait in the lines. So we're probably just gonna walk around for a little bit and then head back to the hotel. So I'm gonna end the video right now. Thank you all very much for watching today's vlog. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It has been an interesting day, and also make sure you subscribe for lots more food and travel videos, and I'll see you on the next video.